Okay, so another type of interest and formula we have is for compounding. All right, so say you have this formula, which we talked about in class. Okay, and so this is what we use when we have compound interest. So simple interest, it's just interest right from the beginning on the whole thing. This is where after a month you get interest, and so then you get interest on the new amount, which is the old money plus the interest. And then the next month you get interest on both time periods and so forth and so forth. So things build up quite a bit faster with compounded interest. As far as this, the word compounding will be in the problem. If it says continuously compounding, that's a different formula. But if it's just compounded monthly, quarterly, yearly, daily, something like that, you're going to use this formula. In your book, they give you two separate formulas because if it's yearly, they don't have this because n is 1, and they don't have this because n is 1, and 1 times anything doesn't change anything. So, but this formula pretty much always works. And so what we're going to do is $50,000 is your principal. That's how much you're saving. So say you inherited 50,000 from some relative and you're going to invest it. And then you have 1 plus. Now this is your interest rate, which is 4%. Again, put it in decimal form. And then it's not 4% every, month or anything. It's per year, but you're getting it compounded monthly. So you have to divide it by 12 to figure out the interest rate per month. And then here I have to take that 12 months times the number of years I'm going to invest it for, which is 30. Now again, make sure you do the math here before you start taking the stuff in, because you want to do order of operations. So here you're going to take 1 plus and then that. And again, if you have a calculator that does order of op, you can just leave it like that. If not, you might want to divide that and add it to the 1. And then here I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, so I'm just going to type this in a calculator. Again, if you don't have an order of op calculator, parentheses are first, then exponents, and then multiply. So you would want to deal with this first, raise it to that power times that. Otherwise, if you have one that does it, you can just type that in. And I ended up getting, what did I get for this one? 165, 4, and 90 cents, hopefully. Okay, so that investment after 30 years, what was 50,000 should be 165,674 and 90 cents. Now, it's possible that I might just say, well, when is this money going to double? Now, in other math classes, we might say, well, we will do logarithms and things like that to do that. You might just want to guess and test, meaning that you could just take your 50,000 and you have your 1 plus 0.04, and then it's still going to be monthly. And then you might say, well, at 30 years, it's up here. I'm going to try 20 years. And so you're just guessing and testing. So you're going to take 50,000. And again, you're going to take that amount right there to the 240. And so you're going to type it in your calculator. And you get that dollar amount, which, is close to 100,000. So then you're like, well, 20 years is a little too much. So then maybe you would try 18 years and see what that does. And if that's smaller than 100,000, maybe 19 and so forth. Or maybe you need 17 years. So you just would keep guessing and testing until you get it to work. If you remember logarithms or how to graph on a graphing calculator, you could use those techniques also to kind of see when that happens. But if you don't remember those, then probably guess and test is going to be your best bet.